Okay, so today I want to talk about four of the most important or crucial advertising strategies for contractors. So you can call these my rules if you want to. These are some of the foundations of big construction branding. They are the way that we operate on every single account, every single time. They are our standard. They are the things that we have come up with through much trial and much error, and they're things that I hope that you guys can get a lot of value out of, at least by thinking in this way. So the first advertising strategy that we have is to start at our goal and work backwards. So when I started digital advertising, I would get a new contractor, I'd get a new painter, a new HVAC company, and I would look up keywords, for example, in their specific location. And there's nothing wrong with that strategy because that gives us a little bit of information on what a keyword is going to cost, how often it's searched for, etc., etc. But one of the things that really changed the outcome of our business, the outcome of our advertising strategies, was to start at the goal and work backwards from there. And so what this does is, I have met many contractors in my time, and one of the things that I get a lot is they really don't care too much about their website traffic. They just want their phone to ring. And so what that means to me is that I need to optimize campaigns around getting them more phone calls, for example. I might need to make a landing page that's in big bold letters their phone number, because that's the thing that they care about more often. So by thinking about the goal and working backwards, you're able to really start and see a campaign and run it efficiently from there. My second tip, or my second strategy, or our second strategy, is to A/B test everything. Now, what does that mean? It means that no matter what type of campaign we're running, we always have a test and a control for everything. Now, I graduated with a degree in biology, so maybe it's the scientist in me or something, but I always want to have an experiment group and a control group with everything. Now, this means your copy, so you want to have maybe a short form and a long form for things. This means your content, so you might want to have a colorful photo and a dull photo. This could also mean the location that you target. So maybe in one group you want to target very broad and then very narrow. And this will give you a little bit of information on how to optimize your different advertising for things. So it's very important to A/B test everything. In fact, a lot of times we end up A/B/C testing things. So make sure that you're testing your copy and you let the results tell you what's effective. I can't tell you how many times I've had an opinion on something like, oh, there's no way that's going to work. And we try it anyways, and I end up with egg on my face because my opinion's not always the best one. So I let the analytics and the results tell me what's the most effective and what's the most efficient. My third tip is to make decisions based on at least 2 weeks of data. So I have seen some crazy things happen when it comes to digital advertising. The one that always comes to my mind is when I had a week-long campaign running, and we were looking at this campaign and we were like, what's going on with this thing? And it was during a holiday week. And so, let's say Sunday through Wednesday, Thursday of that week, it really didn't have too much traction. And then the weekend hits and then it just goes gangbusters. So we kept the campaign running, and then the following week it kind of stabilized. But if I was only going to make a decision based on that first week of data, maybe I would have incorrectly made a decision to place all my budget on the weekend, and that's just not a good way to campaign. So be sure that you make decisions based on at least 2 weeks of data. There are other things that happen. So for example, if there's a big storm in your area, depending on what you do for a living, that could really impact your business and your digital advertising. But it's really important to make decisions based on at least 2 weeks of data. A lot of times we even make decisions based on a month's worth of data. So keep that in mind as you're making your decisions on things. And then my fourth and final tip, and this one has come with a lot of different challenges for sure, is you want to only change one thing at a time. And that may elongate things before you get the results that you're looking for, but the benefit of this is that you know what you're doing is the thing that's working for it. So let's go back to that first tip and the A/B test, or the second tip and the A/B testing of everything. And let's say that I have a campaign, it's just not doing what I want it to do, and so I just change everything. I change, the demographic that I'm targeting. I change the copy. I change the creative. I change the image. I change the video. Everything. Let's just say I change everything. And then the campaign works all of a sudden. Now, all ads have recall on them, which means that that you can't just run one ad forever and hope and expect for it to always perform at the best level indefinitely. You have to come up with fresh new ideas. So what ends up happening is when it comes time to recycle some of those old ideas, you really don't know what the thing was that was working to begin with. So it's really important to try to change only one thing at a time. So those are my 4 crucial marketing strategies for contractors. Hope you guys enjoyed.